it's Sheri here, and today I thought we'd do like a little story time, and I don't know, this is a thing I talk more about with my like IRL friends and on the internet, because I don't like, not that I don't like talking about this experience, it's just like every time I do bring it up, it kind of does feel like it's just like in my past and sort of a dream I let go, if that makes any sense. But yeah, let's just get straight to it. I was in a movie with Mike Tyson, Steven Seagal, and the whole cast of Chinese actors. And this is a movie that did not do so well in the reviews. You might have heard of it, you might not have. It's called China Salesman, and I worked on this back, I think, in 2015-ish, 2014, 2015, and was like very involved in the process. So the whole story is that my mom knew the director, and he was like very nice. And he was like, yeah, we're making this movie in Chinese, but there's gonna be a lot of English speaking in it because it's set in the continent of Africa. And now, I was still doing high school, but my like dream always since like second grade was I wanted to be an actor. But for various reasons, I did drama in school, and I did a lot of acting and plays, but I never got any actual work, because I mean there's like a lot of reasons I could spiel off the top of my head, but now it just sounds like a lot of excuses. But I think the main one is that I can't or couldn't, no, actually can't read a lot of Chinese. So for anything that was like filming in China, because I was living in China at the time, if anything filming in China, it was like, yeah, I can't read the script. I can't act Chinese. And while like I did try for some stuff, there was always the issue of I didn't look for the typical like standard of beauty. And now I know like this is a very controversial thing to say, but a lot of actors or actresses or just like actors in China, they tend to look really pretty, and I was like not at that standard of beauty at all. Like there were, for a lot of the main roles, it was like really skinny pretty people, and there was less my body type slash my face type slash, yeah, it was just a, okay, we're getting off topic because I could do a whole 1 hour video talking about this. But I wanted to be an actress, and my mom's like, okay, yeah, they're doing this film, but like you could probably get a small part, but only like if you work really hard on this. So I did a lot of translating before the actual filming, like reading through the script, checking the English and all that, because it was an English script. There was an English script and there was a Chinese script, and there's like a lot of English in the movie. Yeah, and so also I did a lot of translating on set. So we had Mike Tyson and Steven Seagal, who were the two like American actor features, and then there were like a lot of extras who spoke English, as well as the other sort of the main villain and the main female lead spoke French and English. And so I did with all the other translators, I did a lot of translating on set, specifically like for the director, a lot of like checking the Chinese actors' English, and sort of with the other translators, we would coach them to like help them say the lines so that we understood it clearly in English. I didn't work on there like a whole lot because I was doing school at the same time, but I did work a fair bit. In my opinion, the filming went on for a long time, and I could only be part of it for a short while, but I love being on set. Like being on set's really fun, but it's really tiring. And so it was a lot of waiting, and then waiting, and then waiting, and then waiting, and then waiting. But it was just really fun because it's like a really nice atmosphere where we were filming quite far away from the city, so we were like all living at the hotel in sort of the middle of nowhere, and really only interacting with like the whole crew and all that. So yeah, I'm gonna put up the pictures I took with Mike Tyson and Steven Seagal, and I'll be honest, I don't know Steven Seagal that well. I have heard of Mike Tyson. I haven't really heard of Steven Seagal. Is he going to come after us? Is like PR going to come after me? I don't know. But my dad is a big fan of both. So it's just like, oh yeah, I'll take these photos. And they were really both really nice about it. So I was just like, can I take photos with you? And they're like, yeah, sure. And I didn't interact that much with Steven Seagal, but when I was on set, there were like scenes with Mike Tyson, so we did a little bit of talking. And I think at one point, because I was still in school and doing my A-levels, we were talking about Shakespeare, and I was talking about Othello and Hamlet, and that was like really wild but really fun. And it was like an enjoyable time. I'm not gonna talk that much about like the movie or how like it didn't go quite well, or the movie is a whole thing, and we don't have time to talk about the movie that much. I know this is the video about me talking about me being in a movie, but let's just not talk about the movie that much. And so after like everything, so the movie itself wasn't set in China for that much, so there wasn't like a lot of, besides like the two main Chinese actors and I think like the three main Chinese actors, there wasn't like that much room for Chinese extras, but they had the one scene with like a lot of extras, and they're like, okay, Shirley, this is your moment. This is you. You get like one of the extras roles, and we're gonna give you a line. And I'm like, oh my god, I get to be on camera. I get a line. This is like my dream come true. And it was honestly like really fun. Just, I had one line. I said it like a couple times. I was sitting next to one of the more central characters, so like when he was in the shot, I was in the shot, and that just made me really happy because I'm like, oh my god, more screen time. Because you know, you're still at that point where you're dreaming of like, yes, I can do acting, and like, sure, I'm an extra, but if I just like act really well, maybe something will happen. I don't know, you know. But it was just really fun. I think we filmed like the part where I was on for maybe an hour, because we had to switch like positioning of the cameras, and I just had to say the same line like 2 or 3 times. When I first, so I did a lot of theater before this, so for theater, a lot more like of your actions and your words are exaggerated because you're far away from the audience, while for film you're like, you know, like you're not that far from the camera, so if you are too exaggerated, it looks really bad. And so I had to like tone myself down a bit after like saying the line 1 or 2 times, because like when they cut, you could go and look at like what was filmed once they've like, while they're like maybe setting up the next scene, and I check, I'm like, oh, that's a little too exaggerated. And even the actor next to me was just like, I think you're doing a little much. And I'm like, oh shoot, sorry. And so I had to tone it down a bit just to, you know, be like more filmed, more fitting for the film rather than for like stage stuff. And yeah, I did that. It was honestly like really fun. I love acting, so it was just really fun. But in the end, it was just like that one bit, and I was just so thankful it stayed in the film, because you know, even when you like, maybe you're an extra and you have a part, but in like the whole editing process, which takes like a really long time, and it goes through many different layers of people, you could get cut out. So I was like watching the end, and I'm like, the film, and I was just like, oh my god, they kept me, I was in there, and I was just so happy I'm on the big screen. And it was just like a really wonderful sort of little memory, because if you can't tell, my acting career hasn't really gone anywhere. And there's a whole spew of reasons. It cries on the inside. No, there's a whole spew of reasons why I am not currently flourishing as an actor. A whole spew that mainly involve me. I don't know what that was meant to mean, but yeah, no. It was really fun, and I like talking about it. I don't know if this whole video makes any sense, but I thought I'd share that little moment because it was like really one of the, being on set was really fun, and then being on, when I was watching myself on the big screen. I don't generally like watching myself because I think, I don't know, I don't like looking at myself because the more I look at myself, the more I hate myself. And I know there's a whole big of issue over there too, but let's not talk about that either. But when I was just like sitting in the actual theater and you could like see yourself on the big screen, I was just like, oh, there's me up there. And then, yeah. And the person, when I was watching it for this first time on the screen, the person next to me was just like, who was like my aunt, and she's just like looking at me like, calm down. Because when it was getting to my scene, I'm just like, in the theater seat, and she's just like, girl, calm down. And I was just like, it's my seat. Yeah. That's just it. That's this whole video. Just me talking about being in a movie for a couple seconds, at least on screen for 30 seconds with a line. I got an actual line. Yes. Thank you for watching this crazy video. If you want to know more details, please do let me know, because I could honestly talk about this for a whole hour, but I don't want to bore y'all. So yeah, thank you for watching this video, and if you want to know more, please feel free to like leave questions in the comments. Yeah, if I get a lot of questions, I might do another video on this topic. If not, I will just keep these memories to myself. Why do I sound so sad? Okay, thank you for watching, and hope to see you in my next video.